Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Veteran Mountain Man for another episode of Prepared Monday. And today we're going to talk again about food storage. And this one we are going to talk about the idea that you should be using the FiFO method for managing your food storage. Now, first of all, some of you are going to say, but Veteran Mountain Man, what does FiFO mean? And a lot of that comes from the people who haven't done any kind of stock management. So FiFO is pretty simple. It's first in, first out. And that means that you want your oldest items to be used first. So they were the first into your storage, and they'll be the first out of your storage. Now, if you follow my advice on this and you do the rotation on the schedule I'm going to give you, you'll never have bad food that's stored for long-term emergencies. Instead, you will have good, clean, healthy, safe food. And the reason being is we're going to talk about how to rotate and resupply as we do this. So, the first thing we've got to do is we've got to pay attention to the dates of the goods that we're buying when we're buying canned goods or storage goods that are pre-packaged. So, when you buy those things, you look at the date, you look for the oldest date on the longest out date on the shelf when you're buying these things. And once again, remember, we're going to buy loss leaders, but not their complementers. As I instructed in an earlier video, we only want to buy the loss leaders when we're doing this. Don't buy the complement. Wait to buy the complement until it goes on sale as well. Then you can buy more than you're going to use at a much lower price and save some of it. So we look for the longest expiration date on the shelf, the one that's going to go the furthest. It then, when we get home, goes into your storage cabinets at the back of the cabinet. Everything else gets pulled forward. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, but Veteran Mountain Man, I'm going to quickly run out of storage capacity. Well, here's the trick. As you bring your storage goods forward and you get to the point where your shelf is filling up, that is when you determine that you are going to use some of that product, so that you try to keep one empty slot in the back for you to buy for next time. Okay, so let's take cream of mushroom soup, for example. I keep about 4 to 6 cans of cream of mushroom soup in my storage pantry. Now, a lot of you are going to say, well, that doesn't sound like a whole lot, That's only 1 or 2 casseroles if you have a big family. Well, it's me and my wife. So, a can of cream of mushroom soup is the entire casserole. Okay? It's a can of cream of mushroom soup, usually some veggies, a little bit of meat, maybe some pasta or potato in there to fill it up, and it's done. And that's enough for the 2 of us for several days. So, 6 cans are 6 separate casseroles. And so, in that instance, when I make a casserole, the next time I'm at the grocery store, if the price is not full price, I buy a can. And actually, I usually buy 2 or 3 because I've usually gone through 1 or 2 by that point. And so, you rotate your stock forward. You bring the oldest forward and you put the newest in the back. And so that way you keep your canned goods fresh. And you do this as well with anything that you jar. I mean, we're about to get into canning season. I know that here in Oregon, the asparagus is just now coming in. I just saw plenty of fresh spring asparagus in the grocery stores over the past couple of weeks. And we're going to start getting berries, peaches, and pears here shortly. So I'm going to be headed out to get some peaches and pears. Some peaches, actually, and some berries, and I'm going to be dehydrating them in my convection oven, and then vacuum bag sealing them, and they're going to go in my pantry, in my dry goods. Some of them may also go into mason jars, and the mason jars get vacuum sealed. Because I have a vacuum sealer for mason jar lids for a food saver vacuum system. So that I can have a few in a jar and eat those, and then put a new bag in the jar and seal it up again until I'm ready to eat some more. And that way I can rotate through my stock. But when you vacuum seal something or when you can it in a jar, you need to make sure that you apply a label or write on the bag or write on the metal storage lid the date the item was sealed. And that way you know how long you have on the food. Now, if you want to get really industrious and you've got a good fine tip Sharpie, you can write the date it was sealed and the date it'll expire. Because realistically, certain types of food stores have certain types of shelf lives. And you can actually look those up online. I know dried fruit you usually want to use within a year. I know that pickles you usually want to use within 3 years, unless it's pickled cucumbers, which can last up to 5 years. I know my pickled asparagus is very good for 1 or 2 years easily, but I've never had any pickled asparagus last beyond the second year because my wife loves that stuff and we rotate through it that quickly. So the big thing is to make sure that you're rotating your food stores and that you're keeping fresh goods at the back, oldest goods in the front, and you rotate them through as you use them, and to use them in your normal cooking so that you don't get complacent and not enjoy what it is that you've got prepared and saved. And it doesn't matter if it's something as simple as, say, making some scratch red beans and rice on the weekend, or when you make tuna salad, use the pickles that you made in the pantry. And as you use the pickles up, then you make a new set of batches the next year. So you make enough pickles to last you, say, 3 years, and every other year or so, you start replacing so that you always have a good, solid 3 years worth of pickles. And it's just that simple. So, if you have any questions, go ahead and comment down below. If you're following me on YouTube, please like and subscribe if you're enjoying my content. If you're over on VidMe, please follow, upvote, and share because sharing is caring. If you want to help contribute to me doing more of these programs, come on over to Patreon, become a patron. It's $1 a month. That $1 a month helps fund licenses for better editing software and new equipment so that I can give you more to look at and better quality to look at. If you want to just chat with me about some of these topics, come on over to minds.com/veteran mountain man. All my links are down below. Thank you all and have yourselves a nice day.